Hi, everybody. It's Tamara Payne, your success coach with my beautiful, amazing, brilliant opera singer, amazing Mama Lucie.
Hi, everyone.
So what we're going to do is we're going to run through this really quick. Mama has been struggling with psoriasis. How long, Mama?
Oh, 8 months at least, if not more.
Since your bulldog died, right after he died, correct?
No, actually, a little before. It started before he died.
Okay. So psoriasis, just so you all know, is an internal attacking, if you will, of your own immune system. Diabetes is an attacking of the immune system, the pancreas. Psoriasis is an attacking of the immune system of the skin. The skin is the largest organ. What I've struggled with is an attack of the immune system from a perspective of rheumatoid arthritis, liver problems, all sorts of different things. So when our bodies are attacking, this is the fundamental reason why. Internal to us, there's something that we're ingesting usually that our bodies don't agree with. Our bodies say, alert, alert, alert. There's a few different natural chemicals, if you will, natural pesticides inside of plant-based food. So everybody who is on the vegan, trend, if you will, is actually, for some of us, that's not accurate. For some of us, we actually need to go the opposite way and have mostly animal-based foods, grass-fed as much as possible. And we also want to focus on large animals like bison and cow, then pork, then chicken. The reason why is when we became smart, when we moved and had verbal skills as humans, 20,000 years ago, 50,000 years ago, we were hunting big game. So when we started to hunt big game, we started to realize that their bones had good nutrients, all of these things. And so as you start to move into what I would call a ketovore state, then that's when you're going to heal major disease. And Mama, for her psoriasis, has been on all sorts of anti-inflammatories, steroids, on and on and on and on. So it's inflaming her. And so we have somebody else joining us, Mama. I can't tell who it is. It just says iPhone, but welcome in whoever that is. They're with us. They have their video off, so I don't know who it is, but that's okay. And so basically Mom's immune system is attacking itself, attacking her skin. But the cool thing is this, the skin regenerates fully every 8 weeks. So if Mama can basically eat this way, I'm only recommending it for us, the rest of us in this metabolic mastery group, for about the next 12 days, because being in a state of ketovore is a little bit hard on your kidneys and liver. And I would only recommend this to somebody in a state of pretty extreme health problems to be on it longer than 12 days. And I would say for Mom's psoriasis, it's been a pretty extreme health crisis because she lost her hair, because she couldn't really travel, she could barely walk. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on. And the itching, right, Mom?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Terrible. It still is.
It still is. So there are lectins inside of plants because foods like animals can walk or can bite or can get away, right? They have natural built-in ways of getting away. But plants can't. Plants issue out all these systems to say, don't eat me. So lectins are the number one thing in foods that you want to number one avoid, Lectins. And I put that a lot in our Metabolic Mastery ebook because lectins are plant-based pesticides that make sure that the birds don't eat them. Well, what happens when you're a human and you eat them? Your body issues an immune system response. So lectins are the first thing. The things that are the highest in lectins are wheat, anything with any added sugar, the corns, the rice, the beans, nuts. Those are the top 6 things with lectins, if I just had to name it off the cuff, literally. The next thing that people with psoriasis or any inflammation disease, if you will, whether that's rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, diabetes, any of the inflammatories, chronic fatigue, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, any of those are all in the same autoimmune problem. They're all in the same category from a holistic standpoint. That's my view. And so you want to also look at foods with oxalates. Oxalates are things like cooked spinach, has the highest amount of oxalate ever. So when we think that spinach salad is so good for us, it's not. It's not. I'm sorry to tell you, it has oxalates in it, which turn into calcium deposits once we eat it. So calcium deposits are what leads to most feminine cancers, especially calcifications underneath our skin, breast calcifications, and mom's had over 22 surgeries for breast cancer, all of them calcified, tumors. And so we got to get her off oxalates. So we got to get her off lectins. We got to get her off of oxalates. Then there's foods with histamines. And the foods with histamines are the citrus fruits, the nuts, and the avocado. The reason why when you cut an avocado in half and it turns black really quickly, if you don't put lime juice on it, is because of those histamines. And so basically, what does that leave except food, meat and vegetables, certain vegetables even. And so that's what we're going to focus on for mom. Okay. So mama, here's what you're going to do tomorrow, Monday. Okay. Based on what you've told me you have and food timing, let's go through it. You wake up naturally at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. What time do you wake up?
8.
8. Okay. Okay. So at 8 a.m., you're going to brush your teeth, scrape your tongue, go to the bathroom, do what you need to do. And you're going to immediately drink room temperature water of at least 12 ounces right away, because you wake up dehydrated. Okay. For those of us without the extreme autoimmune condition, I suggest you have a little bit of lime juice. But for you, mama, I don't want you to have that. The lime juice accelerates the digestive process and also alkalizes our body. But for you, I don't want you to do that. I just want you to have the room temperature water right away, 12 ounces. Okay.
What about vinegar?
Have you been having vinegar?
I've tried it a couple of times to see if it works. It's okay. It doesn't taste so great, but if it will help me.
I don't want you on anything other than what we're gonna
Okay.
say and write down right now. So vinegar is usually very alkalizing, but for some people it creates an acidity problem. Vinegar is really complicated. It's a wonderful thing, but this is not the time for us to experiment with anything. Okay. So at 8 a.m., you're just going to have room temperature purified water, or for you, the Brita filter. Okay. And that's where you're going to start. Okay. Then at 9 o'clock is from 9 to 10 a.m. I want you to work out. Okay. I don't care if that means your physical therapy on your knee and a walk and like our metabolic mastery phase 1 workout, one of those workouts. Okay. I want you to work out and move for a full hour. It can be at the gym. It can be walking. It can be physical therapy. It can be one of the gentler workouts from the beginning of metabolic mastery. That's fine. But you're going to work out from 9 to 10 a.m. solid. Okay. Then you're going to take your shower right away and dry brush before your shower. And you're going to dry brush for at least 15 to 20 minutes, starting with your arms down, then up. You're going to come across your chest, and then you're going to go down the other arm. And I'm accelerating this. You're going to brush a lot more times than that. Down the inner aspect, and then up. You're going to do the same thing down your sides, down your stomach, down the sides of your back, then down your left leg first, down, inner aspect, down, then up, and it's going to feel so good to the psoriasis to do this. Up,
just wonderful.
Up to your groin. You don't want to dry brush open spots here.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Okay, and then you're going to do the right leg down, all the way to the feet. I don't care if they're ticklish, keep doing it. then come all the way back up that leg. And then you're going to get in a slightly warmed shower to start. Once you feel comfortable, you're going to slowly start to cool it down. Like, so let's say you're starting to, yes, let's say you're slowly starting to shampoo your hair or whatever you need to do. You're going to slowly start to cool it down until basically you're not going to have any hot water towards the end of your shower. That's to clean your skin cells, and it's to clean your lymphatic system. That's why you're going to do that with the cool water. It started out warm, started out so that you can get in the shower. But then slowly you're going to, you know, instead of cooking a lobster, you're going to cool the Lucie, okay? You're going to do the opposite as cooking a lobster. You're not going to slowly turn it up. You're going to slowly turn it down, okay? Then let's say at 11 o'clock is when you're going to take, and this is all you're going to take, Mom, at 11 o'clock. You're going to take your blood pressure pill. And what else is there that you need to take? Do you need to take your water pill too?
That's one and the same.
Okay, it's one and the same. You're going to take 5,000 or 10,000 units of vitamin D. And if you have a B complex, without rice flour or rice additives. And that's it. You're not taking any of the other vitamins. B and D, that's it.
Okay.
Okay. Then at, let's say that's probably what, 11:15, 11:30, you're going to have at least 1 cup of that amazing, beautiful Greek yogurt that you get. So if you have 4 servings of yogurt, if that container is 4 servings, you're going to only have those in 4 servings. You're not going to have a little bit here and a little bit there, right? You're going to have that full cup. If it says 4 cups are in the container, have a full cup. Make sure you have enough. And then that's when you can add those raspberries or those blueberries on top of it. And then you're going to have 1 egg or 2 eggs in the butter, those nice organic eggs cooked in butter, using your nice Tefal pan or whatever. And you're going to have some cabbage and 3 or 4 ounces of chicken breast. That's going to be your meal in the morning. You're going to be so flippin' full that that's basically your breakfast and your lunch. And you shouldn't be done with your breakfast until noon because you have so much to eat. You're going to eat for at least half an hour during that time frame. Absolutely no puzzles, no reading, none. And of course, between your 9 and 10 o'clock workout, you're going to also have 1 whole scoop of Ultima electrolytes. 1 whole scoop, not half, 1 whole scoop.
During the workout, you said?
During your workout, and that's another 16 ounces of water. So now you've had 28 ounces of water before you eat your breakfast.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so then when you're done at noon, the only thing you're going to do from noon until, let's say, 4 or 3, if you're really hungry at 3, then you have your dinner at 3. But you're probably not going to be. Okay? You're going to drink nothing but room temperature water. And I'd like that to be at least 30 to 40 ounces during that noon to 4. It's okay if it's 50 ounces as well. 30 to 50 is in that time frame. You're just going to drink water. Okay. And if you need support after your breakfast to make sure you don't eat, that's when you floss and brush your teeth. Right? Because then you don't want to ruin all that work you've just done on your body. And while you're cooking it, you're going to bless the food. Thank you so much for nourishing my body. Body, I love you so much. While you're eating it, same thing. Again, you're not going to disconnect. You're not going to watch TV. You can listen to music, but You can't have you have to look at your plate. You have to look at all the plates, in fact, like have it all in front of you so that your mind and body goes, that's my freaking breakfast. Like, oh my goodness, right? So you're going to look at that and just go, oh my gosh. Now, let's break it down from a calories perspective. If you have that yogurt and those berries and the butter and the 2 eggs and the chicken breast and the cabbage, that's 6 things. And let's say each 6 things has 200, then 100, and then 200, 200. You're going to have about probably 600 calories of food in that breakfast.
Yeah,
right?
how
I mean,
much
it's
butter? How much butter? I
1
guess.
tablespoon of butter. Cook those eggs in butter. You're not going to end up eating a whole tablespoon. It's going to get cooked in.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And the only spice you're going to use is going to be that Himalayan pink sea salt. If you want to use a little garlic or a little onion, that's okay too. But no pepper.
No
Because,
pepper.
yeah, pepper has a lot of plant-based pesticides and plant-based defense mechanisms, right? And capsaicin, and we have a small allergy to capsaicin.
Isn't pepper from a tree?
Pepper is from a tree. We're trying to avoid, not everything from a tree is bad, but just,
Most.
Okay. So then at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon is when you're going to have half a pound of ground beef. I'm serious. That ground beef that's a pound, you're going to cook the whole pound and just split it in half. Make it into burger patties, make it into ground beef, whatever you need to do. Half a pound. Or, a whole bunch of, measure it if you want to have 6 to 8 ounces of chicken thighs, because you have chicken thighs already done. Okay. So if you want to do that, that's fine. And that's when you're going to have some more veggies. And when I say veggies, now this is when you're going to add some carrots to your cabbage. Okay.
How much chicken thighs did you say?
6 to 8 ounces. So you're going to have 6 to 8 ounces of meat. So either the chicken thighs, the baked chicken thighs that you have, half a pound of ground beef. You could get a nice ribeye if you wanted. That's going to have to be from Everman's though. You can't get that from Walmart or Apple Market, your Apple Market in Pensacola. You're going to want to get grass-fed ribeye. It's expensive, but you don't need much of it. In fact, if you wanted to make it the easiest you could ever make it, Mom, you could have 1 pound of ribeye a day. That's 1,243 calories, and that's 70% fat. You could do an OMAD, a 1 meal a day, if you wanted to make it easy on yourself. And you could add a little bit of butter and a little bit of cabbage. If that's all you wanted to do, you didn't have to cook. In fact, that's what we're having for dinner tonight is ribeye, because I start my Ketovore today too, right? Oh. So that's going to be dinner. And dinner, again, is going to be about 500 calories, maybe 600.
Okay, so I'm having, I'll have to go get the ribeye. So let's say for now, I'll have the ground beef. And then what kind of vegetables? How much vegetables then you said?
As much as you can fill your stomach with. So if you want a whole carrot, 2 whole carrots, that's fine. Raw or cooked, because carrots do not have all those chemicals in them internally. And cabbage. Those are going to be your 2 best bets. Cauliflower too. Broccoli you have to be careful with. Kale you have to be careful with. Spinach you have to be careful with, because some of them, it just depends. Test your body 100%. Is this 100% good for me, Mom? Remember the ring test? Check it, make sure,
So broccoli, you said broccoli?
Broccoli, I think is, I don't know. You're going to have to test your body on this.
Okay.
Broccoli, usually the least offensive vegetables for absolute everybody are the squash, no seeds, no skin, carrots, cabbage, celery usually. I mean, those are usually your top 4 or 5.
So right now I have cauliflower cooked, I have celery, and I have cabbage in the fridge, and I have carrots. Of course, I have frozen and solid, and I have celery. And I just got a big cabbage and I cut that all up. So I've
Good.
got cabbage cut. So I
On
got
that
that
celery, are you wanting to have it cooked or raw? What is your
raw.
body wanting? Okay.
I don't like it cooked.
Okay, so you want the crisp.
Right.
Okay, good.
Now I do have cream cheese.
Okay, let's test your body. Is it 100% good for you? Get that cream cheese, put it on your lap right now, and
Okay.
test it right now.
Okay.
Yep, fine, great.
And then what do I say?
My name is Lucy. Pull it apart, make sure you're strong.
My name is Lucy. Okay.
And this is 100% good for my body.
And this is 100% good for my body. Kind of in between.
So that means no, it's not. So now what I want you to say is maybe put the celery in your lap along with the cream cheese, because I know what I know what it is.
Did we ever find out who else is on the phone?
No, but it's all right. Whoever it is, it's one of us. They wouldn't have the link. They wouldn't know how to reach us. So they're not going to just come on just because.
Okay. I am Lucy Mason.
And this combination of food is 90% or more good for me.
And this combination of food is 90% or more good for me. It was okay. It was okay. A little bit.
Okay, let's go back. Let's ask, is it 80% or more good for me?
This combination is 80% more or more good for me. Yeah.
Okay.
That was better. Yeah.
Okay, now let's ask one more question. Is
Okay.
this going to contribute to my psoriasis?
Is this going to contribute to my psoriasis? It was solid.
That means that it's going to contribute to your.
Oh. Okay. I didn't understand.
You don't have to understand. That's the beauty of muscle testing.
Okay. Is this going to contribute to my psoriasis? Yeah. So
what you
all this good cream cheese, what can I do?
Put it in the freezer.
Okay.
Okay. In a month or 2 months, it might be still great for you to have and add back in at that point.
Okay. Got it.
Hi, Deanne. Hi, sweetheart.
How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so glad you could join us.
I was a little late. My littles just left.
That's great. Mama Lucy, it's Deanne.
Hi, Deanne. How are you, babe?
I am good. How about you?
I'm good. We're having fun here testing stuff.
Yeah, I've been listening and watching.
Oh.
I've taken a bunch of notes already.
Good.
Oh.
So now, Mama, here's what I want you to do. I want you to get that celery and that yogurt together. And I want you to see if that's 80%, 90%, or 100% good for you, so that you still get the texture of the celery with the creamy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And okay, so let's test that. And then let's see if this is contributing, if the yogurt is contributing to your psoriasis at all.
Oh, God.
And if it is, I don't know what you're going to do with it. You can eat it up for the first 4 days and then be rid of it. Because you can't freeze yogurt.
No.
It kills the probiotics.
Yeah. Okay. So what? I put the yogurt on my leg. I'm just putting it on my leg.
Fine.
Okay.
Is this 100% or more good for my body?
Is this yogurt 100% or more good for my body? It was solid.
Yeah, I thought so. So thank God.
I gotta have some food of some sort. Okay, so I'm putting the celery. Okay, so is this combination of food 100% good for my body? Okay, that was weird.
It changed.
Yeah.
So
Not badly, just a little bit.
So is this 90% or more good for my body?
Is this combination of food 90% or more good for my body? Whoop, celery's starting to fall. Hold on. Celery's not cooperating. Is this combination of food 90% or what, 80% or more good for my body? Yeah, that was better.
Okay. Is this contributing to my psoriasis?
Is this combination contributing to my psoriasis? Kind of in between.
Okay. So what I want you to do, Mom, is finish up that yogurt and then don't get any more for the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
So in other words, you do have a small dairy sensitivity.
Oh, good Lord.
It sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like, what can you have at this point?
Well,
As you were doing that test, I'm thinking to myself, I really need to go into the refrigerator and do that same test with a few things that I have that I think might be causing me some issues.
yeah. It's the thing is that in Metabolic Mastery, I want us to aim for 90% or more good for our health, right? Because that's an A, right? And 90% is good. In Mom's case, with dealing with this, in your case of dealing with your hip, especially, and your autoimmune stuff, I think it's just time to analyze it, right? So
I absolutely agree.
yeah. And so here's what, Mama, I want to know what questions you have before I ask Deanne and before I share how I'm going to eat in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, so dinner we finished. So it's just basically ground beef or the meat and the vegetables, right?
It's the meat
So
and the vegetables.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just didn't
Yeah.
know if we'd finished or not. So
If
basically, go ahead.
go ahead. If you cannot sleep, if you like, if you're
Which
if
I've
you-
had problems with.
right. If you're peeing all night long, that means that you've gone too low of carbs. And so that's the thing that you have to understand in this, in addition to your anxiety stuff and other stuff that you have going. If you go VLC or very low carbs, it's going to put your body into this extreme fat burning state. Right. And so you may have to, at this point of your journey, you may have to get on the scale every morning and you may have to measure your waist every morning. And I'm not asking you to do that for, you know, I'm trying to get so skinny before my trip to Utila. I'm not trying to, I'm trying to get you to do that to make sure that you're not losing more than about 1.5 pounds per day.
Okay.
Okay. You can lose 2 pounds a day without having liver problems. But once it gets beyond that, you're going to start to struggle because you're going to have to lose the adipose tissue and the water around your tissues. Right. And so when you start going very low carb, your body starts going, oh, I have a buffet, and that's great. And it starts eating away at yourself. It's not a problem to do short term, anywhere from 10 days to 8 weeks. It's not going to be an issue. But it's when you start doing that long term that you start having kidney liver damage. So we don't want that to happen. So that's when you're going to start slowly adding back in the potato or the sweet potatoes. I think for you, potato is better. Sweet potatoes have a lot of histamines as well.
Yeah, I think I do better with the regular potato because I was eating those. I wasn't having too much problems, but the sweet potato, I started having problems.
Yep. And I think for you, it's red organic potatoes. That's what I see when we were at the grocery store together. For some reason, the red organic potatoes have a different makeup for your body. It's still a nightshade, and nightshades I don't think are great for us as women, but that's when you just make sure when you eat, like I always say, when you eat tomatoes, I peel them and I cut the stems out unless I buy one of the sauces here that's already been processed. And here there's just hardly any chemicals anyhow, but you know, anyhow, so that's that. So again, you're going to focus on it. If you wanted to do MyFitnessPal, you could, you don't need to. You're just going to need to have an abundance of vegetables and an abundance of protein. Right? So you're going to have 2 meals a day spaced out between 4 to 6 hours, and you're going to like it and you're going to feel amazing. But the first 3 to 4 days, you and I are going to communicate. You're not going to love me and you're not going to love the way it feels. So if that's the case, what was that?
I do have a question. Okay, once I eliminate the yogurt, getting rid of the yogurt, What do so I just eat the fruit,
Grass,
just,
nope,
just,
you're just gonna have like a little bit of the fruit. You know, when we say a little bit, I'm talking about an ounce, maybe 2 ounces of fruit.
okay.
That's when you can switch over and try an apple when you get that nitrate-free bacon package, cut it in half and eat that bacon with your 2 eggs and have an apple.
Well, now the apple's off the tree, remember?
I understand that, but apples have pectin, apple pectin, and you can test your apples to make sure they're 100% good for you, make sure they're organic, and make sure they're not contributing to your psoriasis. You can do this in the store. And especially for you, you're sensitive to vibration, so you've got to go to Apple Market or Evermint's.
Well, they do have organic I have been getting the apples that are organic at Walmart.
I understand. The problem is you're sensitive to the vibration of Walmart. I'm explaining this to you.
Oh, I
I've
see.
said it to you before, and I'm going to say it to you again. Walmart forced everybody to jab. They did a lot of things energetically. And so because they are such a huge company, I sense, in fact, you can test outside of Walmart and ask if this is contributing to my psoriasis.
Oh my God, you think going to the store?
Yes,
even?
absolutely. You are sensitive, your sounds, you're sensitive to foods, you're sensitive to organizations that have not been completely supportive of their company, of their employees. You're sensitive to a lot of different factors.
I never thought about that, but you're right.
Yeah.
Because sounds that, like the one thing you sent to me that has the sound that it was for psoriasis, but it almost drove me bananas listening to it.
Right. Well, it's also because you have an active case of psoriasis and you're sound sensitive, right? And so the psoriasis was trying to die and your system couldn't handle it.
Oh. Well, I'll try to listen to it
So
again.
there's no reason to force yourself, Mama. It's just a vibration. There's many other ways, right? And so again, blessing your food. And then so again, you're going to have 30 ounces essentially of water before you eat. Then you're going to have another 30 to 50 in the middle of the day. And then after your dinner, you're going to have at least another 30 ounces, if not 50. Because when you're in a state of ketovore, meaning about 70% of your nutrition is coming from fat, and then 20% is coming from your protein, and then 10% or less is from your carbs, you're going to be in a ketosis state. So again, back to those first 3 to 4 days, you're going to feel a little achy, like you have the flu or the COVID again. You're not going to feel great. But that's where that electrolyte a day, the one full serving, and about 100 to 130 or 140 ounces of room temperature water is going to help. For the kombucha, I want you to test it and see what serving your body needs of that low sugar kombucha. I suspect it's 2 ounces a day.
Oh, I love that stuff.
Yeah, all in one shot. All in one shot. But again, you've got to test your body. Is this 90% or more good for me? Is this contributing to my psoriasis? I don't think it is. And then when you're done with the yogurt, I suspect your body's going to want a few more ounces, like 4 to 6 ounces a day of that kombucha, Mama. I could be wrong. That's just my intuition. Because if you're not having those probiotics in you because they're dairy based, then you're going to have to add it back in somehow.
Gotcha.
And the other thing is that flaxseed and chia seed are really, really, really high in fiber. But I think that they're causing some type of problem in your system. So you're going to have to test those as well. But if they, go ahead,
The
Mom.
flax, because I was taking flax as a supplement and it said I couldn't take that anymore.
Okay.
I haven't tried the chia.
Right. But what was it surrounded in? It was surrounded in gelatin.
Yeah.
I wasn't talking about just the flax that's in your refrigerator that I put in your door.
Okay.
So yeah, so you just got to test absolutely everything. And the good news is that if you can have flax and chia, test it with your coconut milk. And again, blend that together, put it in the fridge, and that creates a pudding. And that'll taste sweet to your brain. Because your brain, do you know what your A1C was at your last blood test?
I don't remember what it was. I don't remember. It was right below, it was high.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why all the stevias and all that stuff you're going to have to cut out or cut down on. because I think it's contributing to this.
Well,
The-
what
the-
about honey as a sweetener?
No,
If I-
absolutely not. Absolutely not. No honey right now. Absolutely not. As much as honey usually has a natural antibiotic and antiviral properties, right now in your system, it still has very few calories and it's sucrose, fructose, and other things. So it's contributing to a lot of this, I suspect.
Okay.
So absolutely nothing that tastes sweet. You have to reset your taste buds and get out of that whole sweet mindset. You have to get adult taste buds now.
Oh, that
At
would be
70
hard.
years old, I'm serious.
Gosh, that's harsh, huh, Dan?
It is
Well,
hard. Woo.
But
Well,
your
the
body,
thing is, remember Gigi? That's all she could taste. Sweet
Right.
stuff.
right. And so the asparagus is the other good one that's going to be really good for your body as far as a vegetable. And again, test it. I could be wrong. All these things, but you're going to go on very low sugar fruits, very low histamine fruits, and just test your body. And especially before you put it in, if you're looking at your bowl and is this 90% or more good for me? Is this contributing to my psoriasis? And since you already bought the yogurt, just eat the yogurt and don't worry about it. But just, you know what I'm saying? Like your body is you're gonna need that. Again, those packages of bacon are 8 ounces. So you're gonna need 4 ounces of bacon with 2 eggs and some cabbage and some fruit. That's gonna be your breakfast. Or a pork chop. Have a pork chop, grill up a pork chop on your pan in your nice Tefal pan and have 2 eggs with it. That's not going to hurt you,
Sounds good, actually.
right?
Yeah, it does.
So Mama, what other questions do you have for me?
I think that's about it. I just have to readjust some things, from what I have.
Right.
But like for breakfast, that was my breakfast.
Good.
So I'm kind of following it. This is just taking it to the next level, I think.
It's got to be 100% here. You've got to
Mhm.
dial in 100% to what you need. Otherwise, you're going to have to keep going on those anti-inflammatories. You're going to keep struggling and you're going to get here and your system's going to whack out at how hot and humid it is.
Now, what about Sobeys? Because I do add a little bit.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. How many chemicals are in there? And that's sweetened with stevia or other stuff? Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Test it. I mean, I could be wrong, Mama. Test it.
Okay. I'll test it and see. But
But
you're
I
right.
can-
I'm sure.
I can almost guarantee you it came from a bottle. It came from a manufacturer. Nobody's blessing that food when they manufacture and make it,
Mhm.
There's no vibration and consciousness in those things. There's just nothing.
Yeah, when I went even the other day, because I went to the bread aisle is right next to the frozen food where I get the vegetables and stuff.
Yeah.
I was smelling the bread and it was just like, ugh, I could smell it. Just walking
And
down that aisle.
does that mean it was good? You missed it? Or what does it mean? I don't
No.
understand.
Oh, no. It's like I don't even want to be around it.
I understand that statement.
Has it been that Deanne got diagnosed with celiac as well?
Ah.
So I will tell you this, like going to the grocery store and going down the bread aisle, it makes me nauseous. Now, if Darren goes and gets a Sonic hamburger, I can smell the bun and I miss it. Or if I were to make like homemade bread, I miss it. But other than that, it makes me sick. The smell of it will make me sick.
You know that we have to have separate sponges for when we wash our dishes that have gluten versus when we don't. Yeah, that's how our bodies are attuned to this. So Mama, what other questions do you have? Because this is all about you healing. What other questions? What else do you want to know? What else can I answer for you? And can you do this?
Well, those are all good questions. Yes, I can do this.
Do you
It's
want
not-
to? 100%.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so tired of dealing with this, love.
Good.
What about probiotics? When I was wondering if when I cancel the when I finish the yogurt, should I take a probiotic as far as a supplement?
I don't think so, because again, what's in that probiotic? It's not just the probiotics. There's gelatin, there's rice powder, there's magnesium stearate, there's TBHQ, there's all kinds of stuff in that supplement.
Okay.
If you can find a liquid that doesn't have all that crap in it at Everman's that's live, maybe. That's really alive and in the refrigerated section. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I don't think so, Mom. I don't think
Okay.
so. You've got to
For right
break all
now.
that powder, all that stuff that's in there, that's in all those supplements that you're taking. I think one of them is contributing to this as well.
Okay.
Okay. I could be very wrong, but I am sure of it. Even if you've tested, I don't think you've tested to make sure 100%. It's not that I don't trust you. It's that your body was born 70 years ago. Your body was born when there wasn't all this stuff. So your body does not know how to handle all this stuff that's being chemicalized and being thrown at you. It's better in Florida than it is in Kansas because you don't have all the crops like you did in Kansas. You didn't have all the rainwater and runoff from all the spraying, right? So it's better, but it's still out there and your body's just freaked out about it.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It makes sense. It makes perfect sense.
Okay. I want you to ask me other questions as you go along, and we're going to touch base the first couple days. Just tell me your vitality. If you're feeling sluggish, you need to drink some Himalayan salt. You literally need to put salt on your tongue.
Okay.
You need to, because that's going to be one of the only ways, or have a second serving of that Ultima. The problem is the Ultima does have some magnesium that does loosen your bowels. So you don't want to have too much of it. I'd say 1 to 2 servings a day for the first 3 or 4 days. And then after that, just 1 serving a day.
All
You're
right.
going to go through what we call the keto flu, because I'm putting you into a pretty extreme state of ketosis, which you've never done. But it's time. It's time. You've got to get, that's the only way you're going to kill this, basically. Okay. Okay, Deanne, you're here with us. What questions do you have? What would you like to run through with me?
Oh, I am just excited, number one, to be here, but this is very interesting to me because you and I have had this conversation. I could just pretty much eat meat. I could be a carnivore with no problem at all.
Yep. And I would say for you, try it next weekend. I would say have 1 pound of that grass-fed ribeye that you've got in your freezer for the day. That
Okay.
Have OMAD, do one meal a day, and let me know how you feel.
Okay.
Because that's 1,243 calories. That's the minimum for us as women. And then at some point, Mama, after we're done with Metabolic Mastery and I have a little bit more time, you and I are going to talk about fasting, or while you're here, you and I can fast together. We can do bone broth fast together. And it's incredible. It's incredible. But it's also, you need to be in the right mindset, not traveling, not any of those things, right? So at some point, likely for me, so let me take it back to where I'm going to be for the next 2 weeks. I am not setting myself up for, I've been bad for 78 days and I'm going to be really good for 12 days. That's not what this is about. This is about, I have had to eat out with the guys more than I ever eat out. I just don't do it. And one day we had something, plantains, fried plantains. When I do fried plantains, I cook them in olive oil or butter. And they cooked them in some kind of seed oil. And I was literally gagging all night long. And I tested my body, and that seed oil created an inflammation around my heart from eating fried plantains on this island.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So what I'm going to do is tonight I'm having ribeye, and I'm not very hungry, and we're going to eat in just about half an hour. So I'm going to have just a little bit of ribeye and save a whole bunch for tomorrow. And we finally found ribeye on this island, and
Yay.
we're going to,
Yay.
and I have a soup that's blended up that has some cauliflower, squash, and a whole bunch of cabbage in it. And I've already blended it up because, I like to use my immersion blender, because I like, right before my period, which is in a few days, I really like to have white soupy things. So that's it for me. I will be on absolutely 0 dairy. After this call, I'm going to go pick up 2 pounds of shredded coconut, and I'm going to use 1 pound with warm water and I'm going to let it sit, and I'm going to make my own coconut milk out of that shredded coconut, because I live on an island with coconut. And then the other pound I'm going to put in the fridge, and I'm going to use for eating. It's going to be my meal, right? So my body, the only thing I'm going to be having for the next 2 weeks, I have 4 apples, and I have 7 oranges in there, 6 or 7 oranges in the fridge. So that means over the next 12 days, I will probably have one of those per morning. And that for me is my meal time's about 11:30. And I will probably have 2 eggs, some protein, and I might have some of my soup, my cabbage soup, you know. And then in about 4 hours after that is when I'll probably have a ribeye, a strip steak, a chicken thigh, and some more veggies. And that'll be my meal for the day. And then another day, I'm going to do OMAD, where I just cook a whole chicken and I cut it in half. And a half of a chicken, including the skin, is 1,200 calories. So that's going to be one of my days, probably with a little bit of that cabbage soup. So I'm just going to do OMAD one of the days this week, which if I already have half a chicken done up, then guess what I get to do the next day? The same damn thing. And I already have the food all prepped up.
And that's good.
You know, so when I bake a chicken, I just cut it in half. Then I'll save that bone broth, and or if, you know, the chicken broth that's at the bottom of the baking, and then I'll add a whole bunch of water to it. And that will probably be my fasting day's meal, where I just have that. And I also have some beef bone broth soup in the fridge as well. So I may attempt, and I'll post it in the group, I may attempt my first 44 to 48 hour fast here in the next week or 2.
Oh, wow.
I'm not 100% sure of it, but we'll see. I wait until after my period to make that decision, because I cannot fast during my period. I just absolutely cannot. So I'm going to be on 1,200, maybe 16. I'm going to be between 1,000 and 1,400 calories a day as far as food for the next 2 weeks. And it's just going to be simple vegetables and meat. And I don't really need a lot of vegetables. Remember, I only need about 10 grams of fiber a day if I'm eating to be able to have proper bowel movements. For mom, I think it's closer to probably, from what I've noticed with her digestion, 20, maybe 25 grams. So she needs about double the amount of vegetables that I need. Deanne, intuitively for you, I think you're closer to 10 or 15 like I am.
Okay.
I don't think you need a lot. I think you need a lot of protein to have those proper bowels. I think for you, what was that?
I think that is true.
I think for you and I both, the reason why we have stagnant bowel movements is when we don't have enough protein in our digestive.
I would agree 100%.
Yeah. And for mom, I think it's when you don't have the right balance of your vegetables.
Okay, I do have a couple questions. I do have some cottage cheese in the refrigerator.
Test it. And I suspect that you're having a dairy problem. Again, it's up to you if you want to finish that up in those first 4 days. While we're here together, what else do you want to question so you can get it all out of the fridge and test it?
Well, also after dinner, because that's early for a dinner for me. So what do I do after that? If I know you said drink the water, but because I know what's going to happen in the way I know, I can tell what's going to probably happen.
Okay.
Because I'm going to want a snack.
Okay, you're not going to snack. You're going to stop that. Again, you're 70 years old. You're not a 2-year-old. You're going to stop it.
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to stop it, because if that's contributing to your psoriasis, all those cravings and all that blood sugar that's out of control, it's serious, and you're not going to make it to your 80th birthday.
Oh, and we want to celebrate that.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be flippin' fun, but it's not going to be if the cravings have taken over your body.
Tamara, I have a question I want to ask about that. So when you say nothing to eat, could she have a cup of bone broth with
Absolutely. That's what I was just going to get to. Yep.
Okay,
And
sorry.
so, no,
Rush.
Mama, if you want to drink, something, you're going to want to drink something with fat, like powdered MCT oil or the MCT oil in a tea.
Mhm.
I like the powdered MCT oil better because it's not as oily tasting when I drink it in my tea. And
Well, what
again,
about
you're going to, I'm
coconut?
sorry.
I have the coconut, that I use in the container. The coconut, I'll show you. Hold on.
Tamara,
Yes,
I'd like to get your opinion on this for Miss Maggie.
yes.
Do you think that this could help her? I'm going to tell you right now, though, that she is just doing amazing, amazing.
Good.
Yesterday, I talked to her, and she said that she was sore, so she couldn't really tell whether or not it was like workout sore or
Or
if she was
lupus.
having a flare.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, well, I said, well, it's workout sore because I'm sore.
That's right.
And she said, well, it could be. So we worked out today. We did our noon workout.
The booty workout. The booty
we-
workout. I missed it.
We did. And that was about 19 minutes long. And
Good.
then we went right into some weights. So we worked out a good 55 minutes. We were both drenched in sweat, but felt great. And she is saying, though, that physically, she is feeling on top of the world, that she's not having as much pain as she was before.
Good.
So
I would say no, I wouldn't convert anything over for her right now, just based on my
Okay.
intuition. The second thing I would suggest is weight lift first, then do your HIIT.
okay,
The reason why is because the weightlifting is going to escalate your your heart rate. So you're going to get more cardio benefits from your HIIT after. So where
Okay.
most people like to do their cardio first, then lift, that's actually backwards. We should always do our lift first. So
Okay,
like when
that's
I
good
do
to
my
know.
lift, then I do my sprints. It's very uncommon, even if you get your personal training certificate like you want, they're not going to teach you that. They're going to teach
Okay.
you the opposite way, and that's fine. But just so you know, just to get the best benefit out of it. So does that answer that for you?
Yes, it does. Yes, thank
Okay.
you.
Other questions?
Here's the organic that I use, the coconut.
Oh, good. Yeah, Mama, I remember. That's great.
Okay.
1 tablespoon of that is 110 calories or 100 calories. Is that correct? Does it say that on the back label?
One tablespoon is 120.
Oh, I was close.
You were really close. Good job.
So that's gonna satiate you. I just don't love oily tea, Mama. I love the MCT oil powder, which is only 50 calories of fat, but for me, that does enough. So what I was gonna allude to is the hungers and the snacking. What you're gonna do is you're gonna have 3 things I'd suggest in the fridge, okay? Or 3 things available to you anytime you're starving. And I'm not talking about needing the snacky snacks and nervous hunger, or I'm talking about the pangs, like you can tell your stomach is just empty, right? That's when you're gonna want, like when I fast, if I can fast for 48 hours at 165 pounds, you can fast for 48 hours at 240 pounds. You have fuel in your body. You just haven't taught your body how to burn that adipose tissue. You see what I'm saying, Mama?
Mhm.
So what you're going to do is you're going to drink some calories. And so having the tea with 1 full tablespoon of that MCT oil or that coconut oil, or for me, I like the powder, that's 100 calories. And if that 100 calories saves you from eating another 1,000 calories of shit, then you go for it.
Absolutely.
In fact, part of the reason why I'm not hungry is because I had lunch and I didn't have enough protein of my leftover chicken breast. So I made myself a protein shake, which again, I'm not having dairy, so I will not have my whey protein over the next 2 weeks. There might be one exception, and that is to make a protein shake on Sarge's birthday when I'm busy making him his keto cupcakes I'm gonna make, right? So, that I got a Birch Blenders keto cupcake thing. So that may be the one exception, right? But that's just one day where I basically just do a meal replacement through my protein shake. So I don't know yet. I'm giving myself that grace of his birthday where I'm not going to worry about it next Saturday. So yeah. So Mama, anytime you want to eat any fat, 100 calories of fat, anytime you want to eat 100 calories of just vegetables, literally just vegetables. So, you know, if you wanted to snack on, if you needed that satiation of that crunch, some raw carrots, raw celery, and some cooked up cabbage, because I don't know about you, but I can't stand raw cabbage. Then you're going to have at least 100 calories of vegetables.
Okay.
Right. And a whole bunch of carrots is only 50 calories. So you're literally just going to eat that density of that fiber to satiate yourself. Or like I said beforehand, if you're really, really hungry at 11:30, have that coconut oil tea then. Or
Okay.
if you're really hungry, but see, the thing is that your body, the reason why you're getting hungry at night is when your blood sugar is spiking and telling you you have no self-control. That's all your blood sugar is doing, is I'm going to demand what I want because of whatever trauma is being hidden. You see what I'm saying? And so it's like, oh, it's nighttime, I'm by myself. Oh, I want, you know, so that's all the backside of the food addiction stuff that's going on. Right? Everybody's a food addict because food tastes good and we have to have it to survive. It's not like an alcoholic where they don't need alcohol to live. We need food to live. You know? So does that answer that for you, like of what to have to make sure? And that's when you call me, not only as your daughter, but as your coach. And we're going to make sure we talk about it. We're going to make sure we don't go on to that ridiculous binge of 1,000 calories. You know, if you needed, let's say 100 calories of fat tea and 300 calories of vegetables, nobody can eat 300 calories of vegetables. You're going to have gas and a big old bloated tummy from all those vegetables. You know, you're going to be full. Right?
But
Yeah.
nobody's gonna want to be around you.
Yeah, nobody's going to.
Exactly. Well, I didn't even have my dog anymore, and he could keep track of that because he was worse than me. But
A big, nasty 100-pound bulldog who should have been 60 pounds. I mean, the poor guy. So, but Mama, I think you're gonna really have fun with this. You're gonna learn to take your power back. You're gonna learn to control the hunger and turn the hunger off. Because remember, for me, I didn't know this until I got married to Sarge. When he has to work at night, all of a sudden I have the hungers because I'm alone.
Yep.
Right. And so just know you haven't been married for a very long time, Mama.
That's true.
And so also what this is going to do for you is it's going to help you because you love to flirt. This is going to help you flirt a whole lot more.
Good Lord, have mercy.
It's great. I love it. It's wonderful. So again, fat and no carbohydrate, very low carbohydrate vegetables are not going to break your fasting window as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you're not going to do 3 meals in that fasting window of 18 hours, but you're really going to focus on 18 to 20 hours a day of no food. You can drink some calories or you can crunch on some veggies. That's fine. What I would do if I were you, I would get bone broth. I would make it, but I know you don't love to. I know you don't love to do that. But I would go to Everman's and get 1 container of like organic chicken bone broth. And I would cook that cabbage in it and use your immersion blender and have that as your soup available for when you have the munchies. And I would have 1 or 2 ladles of that soup. And that's what I would use to satiate me and to fill me and make sure I'm getting nutrients. That's what I would do.
Okay.
I would make sure, because that's why, I mean, I haven't been able to even get through all my soup that I've had this week done because I did it when the guys got here. And I mean, I have sweet potato, and plantains upstairs. So what I'm probably going to do tomorrow is I'm going to cook it all up and then put it in the freezer for in 2 weeks if I'm ready for the root vegetables. But I can tell you right now, I don't think, or maybe during my period, I might need a cup of those root vegetables. I can pull them out, throw them into some soup for myself, throw them into some beef foreshoulder, put it with some ribeye, put it with some chicken, whatever. And, but right now my body just says absolutely no carbs. And I don't know why. Probably because I've just had so much eating out food with them.
Makes sense.
I don't know. So,
It
Yeah,
doesn't-
just
So-
like I had my thing last night with the kids, and now it's like done.
yeah, well, I'm gonna end our recording there. Let's see how I do that. Hold on.